The Patriots advance. Are we watching a Super Bowl run unfold before our eyes? Alex Bregman signs with the Cubs. Is it panic time for the Red Sox? And how are the Celtics doing this? The Boston Globe Sports Report starts right now. Welcome to the Boston Globe Sports Report. I'm Ben Volen. We've got another action-packed show for you today. We've got NFL broadcaster Ross Tucker will be by to talk NFL playoffs and the Patriots. Danielle Dubois will be by later, of course, with her fan takes. And we've got the Globe's Gary Washburn in the co-host seat today. Gary, we got to bring you in. We got to talk NFL playoffs. The Patriots, they get it done again. Take care of business, 16-3 with a huge win over the Chargers in the wild card playoffs. The Patriots' first playoff win in 7 years. Gary, as the season has progressed, I've not really looked at the Patriots as a Super Bowl contender, but are we kind of watching a Super Bowl run unfold before our eyes here?
I'd pump the brakes on that. AFC Championship contender, yes. It would be an upset if either the Steelers or the Texans beat them. So they're walking to, whether it be in Foxborough or in Denver, for that AFC Championship game. Super Bowl, I need to see a little bit more from this team. I need to see more offense. I need to see a better running game. I need to see a better Drake Maye. That interception in the red zone, luckily the Chargers botched that possession, so it didn't cost them. But I need to see smarter play from Drake Maye, although obviously he looked like, a Heisman Trophy running back last night with the way he ran the ball.
Yeah, that 37-yard run before halftime. I think the longest run by a quarterback in Patriots playoff history. I'll tell you what, though, Gary, that defensive effort really opened my eyes for the Patriots because they have not been a team that's really won with defense for a lot this year. They got Robert Spillane back, Milton Williams, Harold Landry all in the lineup last night for the first time in 7 games. And they didn't just beat the Chargers, they dominated the Chargers offense. I mean, that's a good team with Justin Herbert at quarterback. They have some skilled players, and I think the Chargers have an excellent defense. So this was not the Patriots just beating up on another bad team. We know they've got a good offense most of the time with Drake Maye. When their defense is playing like that, I don't see any reason why they couldn't be a Super Bowl team this year.
Yeah, I do. I think they can get to the Super Bowl, and I think they can beat the Bills in a trilogy. I wasn't as impressed. The Chargers were they were pathetic offensively. Like Keenan Allen, a guy I followed since he was a Cal, because I'm a Cal guy. I love Keenan Allen. He had 3 or 4 drops. Like Quentin Johnson, they just didn't have anything for the Patriots to challenge the Patriots defense. Their running game was non-existent. Herbert was running all over the place. I mean, it was just kind of a pathetic performance from the Chargers, but it's kind of what you expect from the Chargers in the playoffs. They blew that lead to Jacksonville a few years ago. They've just not been a team that is playoff savvy, but I got to give the Patriots defense credit for just pressuring Herbert, making him run all over the place. Some really hard hits. I'm surprised that guy got up from some of those hits he took. He's a tough guy. But I think they're going to obviously need to be much better for either Bo Nix or Josh Allen.
Yeah, and probably not for the second round. They're either going to play C.J. Stroud or Aaron Rodgers. So the Patriots are going to get another playoff game against a team that doesn't have a great offense. I will say, though, moving forward, Gary, I'm concerned about the offensive line. The left side, especially with the 2 rookies, they played like rookies on Sunday night. Will Campbell and Jared Wilson. Tough matchup. Chargers are an excellent defense, but that left side of the offensive line, to me, could be one of the reasons why the Patriots ultimately don't get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Campbell didn't look like kind of a top rookie lineman, and it was a good fumble recovery from Wilson, but he looked completely lost out there at times. I mean, he was just getting spun around. So, yeah, you're right. That left side of the offensive line is going to be a concern, especially when you meet, perhaps the Houston defense next week.
All right, in 10 seconds, give me one other thing that impressed you about the game on Sunday.
I just like Ramondre Stevenson, no fumbles, just a steady player. I mean, obviously this is what we expected from him. Then he had some fumble issues early in the season, but just the way he just went out there and played and just got things done, I'm really happy, for the way he did that.
Yeah, his turnaround this year has been remarkable. He's been a tremendous story and probably the Patriots' best playmaker now. Okay, moving on to today's hot take. I've got a message for my fellow NFL awards voters. Drake Maye should have been the first-team All-Pro quarterback, not Matthew Stafford. Stafford won the vote decisively, 31-18, and he did have better touchdown numbers this year. But Drake Maye has been the better quarterback all season, and to me, he proved it again in Wild Card Weekend. While Stafford couldn't hold a 14-0 lead and struggled to put away a shaky Panthers team, Drake Maye rose to the occasion in the second half against a really good Chargers defense and carried that Patriots offense to victory. 3 voters, I can't even believe this, they've left Drake Maye off their ballot completely. I'm betting they want a mulligan after watching Drake's performance on Sunday night taking down the Chargers. All right, coming up next, we're going to bring in Ross Tucker to break down the Patriots in the playoffs and give us an outsider's perspective on how the Patriots are looking. Welcome back to the show, and to talk some NFL playoffs now, I love our next guest. He is everywhere on football weekends, college stadiums, NFL stadiums. He's a former player, current broadcaster, and the host of the Ross Tucker podcast. Yes, his name is Ross Tucker. Ross, thanks so much for joining the show today. I believe you called the Eagles game on Saturday, and you're going to be on Sunday, and then the Steelers on Monday. What does your travel day look like today? To get from one end of Pennsylvania to the other?
Yeah, so fortunately, I live in central Pennsylvania in the Harrisburg-Hershey area, so I was able to be in the booth yesterday and call that Eagles-Niners game with Ian Eagle for Westwood One nationally on the radio. Drive about an hour 45 to my house in Hershey, and then, slept at home, was able to hang out with the family, see them all go off to school and work and everything, and then head down to Pittsburgh. That's about 3 hours. That's a little bit longer, but it'll be fun to be on the sideline. I only do it once or twice a year, but it kind of gets all the juices flowing again and reminds you of just how cool it is.
All right, so I don't know how much after that Eagles game, if you're able to watch the entire Patriots-Chargers game, but what was your impression of the Patriots win last night?
Thoroughly impressed by them on defense. I think that's the thing that jumped out to me. I mean, certainly Drake Maye, the touchdown pass to Hunter Henry was fantastic. I thought Drake did a terrific job with his legs. He typically does. That's a huge weapon. They were able to overcome some shoddy play by the left side of their offensive line. I thought the Chargers did a nice job of kind of taking advantage of the rookies on the left side of the Patriots offensive line. But the story of the game was the Patriots defense. I mean, to only give up 3 points, and it's not like this Patriots defense is stocked with all kinds of Pro Bowlers or household names, but those guys played well. I mean, in particular, Milton Williams, I guess that's why he's making as much money as he is. I love the linebackers that they've got playing. All of them are making plays, whether it's Spillane or Gibbons, Christian Ellis. And then for them to play that well, even after Gonzalez went out with the concussion, I thought I am extremely impressed by how well coached and prepared the Patriots were for that game on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, that's interesting perspective. Do you think the Patriots are legit Super Bowl contenders at this point?
Well, they are, because they're playing a home game in the divisional round, and just by the very nature of that makes them Super Bowl contenders. I think that Mike Vrabel gives them a competitive edge at head coach, and I thought that was pretty clear last night. I thought Vrabel and his coaching staff outcoached Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers coaching staff. And you know what they have? They have a belief, and they have an MVP quarterback. So when you have a coach of the year coach and an MVP quarterback, you're an absolute threat to go to the Super Bowl.
All right, Ross, let's finish up the interview here with 3 quick questions. Number one of my favorite things that you do is you do videos, tuck spreads of all the food and all the different press boxes that you're at. What's been your favorite tuck spread this year?
Ooh, guess what? It's been a while. It's hard to unseat the Green Bay Packers because I have an affinity for what they provide, but it's the Houston Texans. I mean, the Houston Texans, I don't know when the last time you were there, Ben. They go all out. It is phenomenal. Ice cream stand, like all kinds of entrees. They got this like dessert rotunda with all, it is, everything is bigger and better in Texas, including the Houston Texans press box food.
It's been a minute since I've been there, so now putting that one back on my list. Ross, you're in a different stadium every weekend, maybe 2 or 3. What's like a must-have travel item for you?
Ooh, I thought you were going to say my favorite stadium, which I was going to say is Lambeau Field by far. Love, love, love Lambeau Field. If you're ever thinking of a bucket list item, everybody, go to Lambeau Field. Travel item for me, it's interestingly, it's a neck pillow that I use for my lower back. It's not real exciting, Ben, but anybody that has any type of orthopedic issues, I had a back surgery when I played in Buffalo. The difference between being like this and I don't even use it for my neck. I stick it down on my low back just so I can be leaned back a little bit. This is like pain. This is joy. It's like a 1.5-inch difference makes all the difference in the world in terms of my level of comfort. So it's a neck pillow that's like 20 years old that I get made fun of often. I should probably upgrade.
That's funny. And now you completely stole my thunder for the last question. It's what's your bucket list stadium that fans should get to? So give me one that's not Lambeau Field. Give me a bucket list, college or pro, that fans need to get to.
Okay, so this is twofold. One would be the game in general is the Army-Navy game. And hopefully a bunch of you went a couple years ago when it was in Foxborough, because that doesn't happen very often. The tickets were pricey, and I love the Army-Navy game. But then in particular, go to West Point. Go to Mikey Stadium at West Point. I know you're thinking, really, Army? It's the pageantry before the game. It's the scene on the water. It's the cadets marching in. It's the parachute jumpers. It's just, they play Saturday at noon every week. It's just a fantastic day. Army, West Point, Mikey Stadium. You can feel the history.
That's awesome. All right, you can follow him on social media at Ross Tucker NFL. Ross Tucker, I don't think there's anyone who loves his job more than you do. Thank you so much for your time, and enjoy the rest of the playoffs. All right, coming up next, Alex Bregman is heading to Chicago. So where do the Red Sox go from here? Coming up next. Welcome back to the show. And Gary, it's time now for You Might Be Right. And there was some surprise news on Saturday night. The Red Sox offseason got a little clarity, maybe not the good kind, though, as Alex Bregman signed with the Cubs for 5 years and $175 million, leaving a little bit of a hole in the Red Sox infield here. I kind of saw this coming from a mile away just because the Red Sox don't love paying long-term contracts to guys in their 30s. But, Gary, how much are you panicking to see Alex Bregman leave and the Red Sox not have an obvious replacement right now?
None. I mean, Bregman was a solid 273, 18 home runs, 62 RBIs, $35 million a year for those numbers. I know he was hurt part of last year, but I just don't see, if he was a 320 hitter, hey, man, you can't let that guy walk. 273, you know, he has some pop in the bat, but I think either you replace him internally, you bring up a prospect. I mean, this is the Red Sox. You're supposed to have a good farm system. You're supposed to be able to plug some of these holes. Or you go after a guy. Free agency in baseball is not like it is in the NFL or the NBA. Like some of these guys are signing in spring training. There's a bunch of guys out there probably looking for an opportunity. Fill that hole. I don't think they're going to lose a whole lot. And $35 million a year for a guy hitting 273. So I'm not losing any sleep over Bregman signing with the Cubs.
So you make some good points, and especially Bregman only had 4 homers in August and September. He, missed a bunch of games last year. Wasn't the, like the all-star that he was in Houston. At the same time, you said this is the Red Sox. Like, yeah, this is the Red Sox. They're supposed to have big money power hitters in the middle of their lineup. Instead, they trade Raffy Devers. They let Bregman go after 1 year. They keep signing guys in their 30s for like one-year deals. When are they going to go out and spend some money and be the Red Sox that, we all remember, like, competing for the top free agents? I mean, I would think they should go out and compete for and try to get Bo Bichette at this point. I have no confidence they're going to do that. So now it leaves them with, they're going to have to patch it together and make a trade for someone and hope that someone has a better year than usual and hope their young kids outperform their age. It's just, when are they just going to go out and spend money like the Red Sox are supposed to?
Ben, spending money in baseball does not equate you a World Series. If that was the case, the Yankees will win it every year. The Blue Jays went to the World Series, and we didn't know half the Blue Jays lineup until said World Series against the Dodgers. They put together a competitive lineup with some guys from other places. Tampa Bay competes every year. They don't spend a lot of money. The Sox don't need to have a $350 million payroll to compete. They just need to make better roster decisions and then have better decisions in their farm system of guys to bring up and how to develop those guys. I do think that they do need to spend money. I do think they need to fill that hole at second base. But to sit there and say that they need to spend $175 million on a 273 hitter, no, that it sounds good. It's great on paper. The Yankees have a great roster on paper, and the Blue Jays beat the brakes off of them. So I just think you can spend a moderate amount of money, have a good farm system, and make good roster decisions. If that's the direction the Sox want to take, that's the direction they should take.
Well, it seems to be the direction they are taking. All right, let's move on now for today's Slam Dunk. And we're getting a bit ahead of ourselves here, but this is an easy one to see coming from 1,000 miles away. It's a slam dunk that the Patriots and Bills are going to meet in the AFC Championship game next week in Foxborough. The NFL scriptwriters are nothing but obvious, and it's all laid out in front of us here. The Patriots already got the easiest playoff path with the Chargers and then either the Texans or the Steelers. And then the Bills are obviously going to win in Denver next week, setting up the showdown everyone wants to see. Drake Maye versus Josh Allen, Part 3. The Bills and Patriots played 2 epic games during the regular season, and it's a slam dunk that they're going to meet for a third time with a trip to the Super Bowl on the line. All right, Gary, let's move now to breaking it down. Let's go to your specialty, the Celtics. They enter Monday night's game against the Pacers, third in the Eastern Conference in record. I don't think any of us saw this coming. Gary, in simplest terms, how are the Celtics doing it this year? Why are they so much better than people expected?
You got to give credit to Joe Mazzulla. His coaching this year, he has done a hell of a job. He should be a Coach of the Year candidate. And obviously, he's done some great coaching jobs before, but he's always had the premium talent. This year, he has gotten performances, guys like Neemias Queta, Josh Minott, Jordan Walsh, guys that no one expected to step up and play major minutes. Luka Garza, he is pushing the buttons on a team, and those guys are outperforming all of their expectations. And then you got Jaylen Brown, who's put the team on his back, played like a real all-star, first-team All-NBA player. You've got Derek White, who's got off to a slow start, played well. And you got Peyton Pritchard, who's kind of done the same thing. They have just collectively been a great team. Not like some of these teams who have 1 or 2 guys who just, lead them, Ant Edwards in Minnesota, things like that. They have had a collective team effort, and this is why they have been one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference to everyone's surprise.
Well, so let me ask you, though, with Tatum out of the lineup this year, have you seen Mazzulla changing his tactics a lot, or is this still the team that just kind of chucks up threes and hopes that a lot of them goes in?
Well, it's not just with Tatum. They still take three-pointers, man. They're never going to stop doing that. They've just been a team that's relied more on rebounding, forcing turnovers, taking care of the ball, doing some of the little things that they could get away with when they had Porzingis and Holiday and Al Horford and Luke Cornett. You don't have that talent here anymore, so you've got to be almost perfect, and the team has been close to that.
Yeah, no question. I don't think any of us could have seen this coming. And with Tatum probably coming back, they've got a real shot here in the Eastern Conference. All right, coming up next after the break, Danielle Dubois is coming in. She's got the hot takes from the fans from TD Garden. Welcome back to the show. And Gary, it's time as always to bring in Danielle Dubois for our segment Wicked Loud. We want to hear from the fans. Danielle, you got some hot takes this week for us?
Always got a lot of hot takes. Starting it off hot with Zach and a Celtics hot take.
Yeah, the Celtics are going to win the East. When Jason Tatum gets healthy in March, we're going to get him back. They're going to win the East. It's easy.
I mean, do you think it could happen, Gary? Do you think the Celtics could really be the champs?
They could win the East if Tatum comes back. Yes, the East is kind of all over the place. There's not a great team, a couple of good teams in the East. Yes, with the way it's shaping up, and as well if they play without Jason, if they get him back, they're a real threat.
Our second Wicked Loud is an email coming from Greg saying, our New England Patriots are certainly relevant again and fun to watch. Super Bowl contenders, not even close. I have been a Patriots fan for 60 years. However, I'm also realistic and reasonable. Ben, do you think that's a reasonable take, or do you think we should actually change our mindset to be Super Bowl contenders now?
Yeah, I don't think that's reasonable. I think that's typical New England pessimism. I mean, they're one of 8 teams left here, and the Patriots are playing just as well as anyone else. It's not like there's an 85 Bears out there or a dominant 49ers team that just ran through the league. Everyone's got a flaw. You're counting on Sam Darnold and the Seahawks here, or Josh Allen. He looks like the operation guy with all the injuries that Josh Allen has right now. The Patriots, they have a championship caliber defense. I think they proved last night. Drake Maye is playing like an MVP. I don't see any reason. I'm not predicting it. I'm not saying it's definitely going to happen. But why can't the Patriots make the Super Bowl? No reason why they can't.
Exactly. If they keep up hot, who knows? Moving into Saved You a Click, starting off strong, a kids brawl during a hockey game. It was an AHL game between the Hershey Bears, and this is an intermission where all the kids got out and were able to play a hockey game, and man, boy, did they take it a little bit too far. Ben, what do you think?
I saw this video, and at first I thought it was like a put-on. I couldn't believe it was real, and where are the adults stepping in? And classic minor league hockey, you can see the fans in the background just cheering it on, but I guess another entry into the wacky world of youth sports at halftimes of these games.
Hey, you gotta love it. I think we have some future Bruins out there. Our second Saved You a Click is a movie theater in Massachusetts that plays Patriots games on Sundays free of charge. Gary, what do you think? Would you go to a movie theater and enjoy some popcorn to watch the Pats?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. It reminds me of the old days where you used to have to go to a movie theater to watch the big fight, like the closed circuit television, because back then you didn't have all these Netflix and all the streaming. So it's a throwback. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's a good idea, and it's a good way to spend a Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening watching Drake Maye run for 100 yards.
Yeah, if you got the big screen and the sound system, what better way to watch a Patriots game? All right, thank you very much, Danielle. All right, let's finish the show, Gary, with our Hail Marys of the week. You go first.
Jason Tatum will be back in March, guaranteed. He has been very quiet. He's been, rehabbing in secret, just doing his thing with a nice smile on his face. Hugged Luke Cornett the other night. He will be back in March, guarantee that.
Very interesting. All right, my Hail Mary. I got ahead of myself before saying it's going to be Patriots-Bills in the AFC Championship game. Let's do it again. The Bears, the Chicago Bears, believe it or not, are going to go to the Super Bowl. They're going to beat the Rams this week. They're going to upset either the Seahawks or the Niners. The Chicago Bears are going all. Okay, thank you, Danielle Dubois. Thank you, Gary Washburn. Thank you, Ross Tucker. I'm Ben Volen. We'll catch you next time on Boston Globe Sports Report.